You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Capo.
Jim Jones.
Hey, what's up with y'all?
You pulled it all night. I saw you were up doing some sequencing and all of that for the album.
Yeah. Excited. Happy. Been a long time coming.
What you working on, Dipset EP or that's your solo?
No,
or what?
just my solo project called Wasted Talent. Dipset EP. We're trying to put together a little docu EP, little 7 series. So we were on the phone with Cam last night and talking about a bunch of different things for Dipset. And Joel sent me a couple records yesterday, so it feels good. Everybody's on their A game, putting their best foot forward.
How did that relationship get back together? Last time, we spoke to you, you guys weren't necessarily seeing eye to eye or talking. How did that conversation happen?
The conversation happened through a guy named Tuma.
Tuma. Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tuma Bass? Salute to Tuma.
Mm-hmm.
The hell is Tuma doing negotiating situations with you and Cam?
It wasn't really him negotiation situations with me and Cam. Well, I had seen Cam one time, and seen him and shit like that, and it wasn't the most friendly of encounters and shit like that between the both of us and shit like that. It wasn't like no hugging and kissing and shit like that, and that was cool. And we left it at that, and then Tuma wanted to do
Dipset reunion.
Yeah, for these Rap Caviar shows that they've been doing, and they had success with them in different places. And when he was if you know Tuma, it's kind of hard to really
tell him no.
Say no to Tuma, man.
Right.
I've been knowing him for so long, and he's such a dear friend and a great Dipset fan, and it just kind of made sense. And when he went to speak to Cam first, and then he came to speak to me after he spoke to me, like, damn, you said the exact same thing that Cam said. So I was just like, yeah, brothers always gonna say the same thing. We bros, but so it was cool. And then that led to us having to have some conversations over what we wanted to do for the show, and led to us having conversations about music. And then we had a bit of a great conversation over the phone about what's the next steps from here, if this was just a concert that we giving back to New York for them being so great to us through all these years, or if we are finally going to take our claim in this game and get some kudos that's owed to us. So, I think we're going to go for the kudos.
Plus, y'all history is so deep, though. When y'all got the history y'all got, it's never really about nothing, right?
Yeah, I know Cam forever since we was children, literally. Like, my day ones, like all these kids say. They really my day ones. I really grew up with them. So, it feels good to be on the same page and, be able to call them and we not on no animosity or no bad blood or nothing like that. It feels good. Shouts to my bros.
You like moving as a solo artist, or you like moving with the Dipset better? What feels better?
I like moving with the set. I like the confusion. I like the camaraderie. I like the loyalty that comes with us moving in numbers. I just love it. It's way better to move in numbers. It helps our solo effort out that much more. You know what I mean?
Right.
It provides a platform for all of us to eat off of way more than we would do as a solo person, as a solo artist in this rap game. I'm not saying that we're not ill, but
So maybe we'll get to finally hear these records that Dr. Dre produced and these records that have been in the vault.
Well, I want to hear the records that Dr. Dre produced. I don't know if we get to hear those. If you know them, call them up for me. Hey, Dre, let me get those records real quick. You got about 4 of them. I could use them right now.
So they all produced by Dre and they full Dipset records?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He did them one night. He came to my studio a long time ago. But, I don't even know how the records sound. But it's Dr. Dre music, so it must be priceless. It must still sound good. So, dope. It's a great experience anyway.
West Coast sounding? Because you experimented with that a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I love the West Coast music. It's one of my favorite eras is that whole West Coast when it came in, Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, and I was in love with those movies. It came about the last year we was graduating, and the whole West Coast culture was just like, damn, blew my mind. And I had Tupac, Snoop Dogg was just my favorite rapper of all times, and and I just felt like it, and started getting into the whole gang culture, and it went from there.
You haven't heard those Dre records nowhere else, like the Beats or nothing? So he's sitting on them. Then.
Got him.
What you doing, Dre?
Shit, Dre ain't got to do nothing. He got $1 billion. What you mean? Shit.
That's all the more reason to give him up. Like, yeah.
He could go to sleep.
Are there other old records that we haven't heard yet that's in the vault?
We got a few records. We got a few old records that we never released, and then we got a bunch of new records that we did. And Cam was just saying he had like 3 records that I probably forgot about, and then hard drives and stuff like that. So we prepared. We working. The most exciting part is to see Joel's work. When I see Joel's get excited and he starts selling records and he's in the studio working, and that's the best part about it.
Do you think the Dipset breakup caused Jules not to get where he needed to be? Because there was a point where it was Jules and Wayne.
Same, yep. They did albums
And then
together.
it's just like Wayne just kept growing, but it's like Jules got kind of stuck in the label limbo, Dipset breakups, all that.
I don't know about all that, but I know in life when you're dealing with this lifestyle, it comes with a lot of demons. And sometimes facing your demons take longer than other things in life. And these are things you just got to face. I couldn't tell you no answer about what took him so long or why he got stifled. Or, you know what I mean? That's just what he was going through. You know, we all was there for him. And however long it takes for him to get back on track, or it took for him to get back on track, it was all written anyway. He's still here. We're still able to be relevant. People still love us. We did a great show. So, you know, maybe it was just on time.
Right. Salute for being the owner of American League football team too, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Richmond Rough Riders. It's my team, my boys. We won a Super Bowl last year in the number 2 division in arena football, and this year we're in the number 1 division. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this season. I thought it was a great opportunity. I don't think that the NFL will let me get in the ownership of one of their teams, but with everything that's going on in the NFL, with all the ratings going down this year and everything, I thought it was a great thing to do. It provides a platform for people to hopefully get back into the NFL. So many people has came from arena football, and you know, got busy. There's a couple of Hall of Famers that came from arena football. Plus, you know, I'm an owner. I'm part of everything, the whole scheme. If they sell soda, I get a piece of it. Them arenas hold 8,000, 10,000 people. You know, and plus, if I could put some more artists intact with other teams, and 5, 6 artists got ownership to different teams, and now you got a Jim Jones and Yo Gotti team playing each other, and how would that halftime show look and all that? So, you know, just something different for the culture. It seems like everything that we put our hands onto as far as being in the culture, it turns out good, and I haven't seen anybody do this yet.
How'd you get into that? Who put you onto that hustle?
Doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl last year. They booked me to do a show last year. I was in the arena, I'm just looking around, and I was asking my man, who owned this?
Word.
Find out what's going on in this spot. Like, this is nuts. He was like, all right, and then they came down, we had some meetings, took a few months. Speaking of OG at Rock Nation, and you know, put it together. I got a big chunk of it, and you know, it's not a forever deal. It's a nice little deal for a couple years. But if I make them some money, or make us some money, then you know we'll extend it like anything else. But for right now, I'm in the owner's chair. Feels good.
All right.
Now, at the same time as this all Dipset reunion and the tour and everything happening, all this Mason Cameron drama went down. Where do you stand on that? And what were your thoughts when you first heard the Oracle?
I didn't think it was drama. I thought it was rapping.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think about the Oracle when it came out? Were you like, damn, where this came from?
I even haven't even heard it. You heard? Who gives a fuck about the Oracle? You heard? That's a whole. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even in my zone right now. I'm way too grown for that shit. For you playing no games with no passes and shit like that. That ain't gonna get us nowhere. Trying to count my blessings. I've done enough evil in my life.
You start beefing with pastors, you get.
Yeah. Cool. Keep that. You heard? God bless you. You heard? But other than that, it's cool, man. That shit don't hold no merit to nobody. I ain't making nobody no money. I don't feel like getting into that. It's kind of a whack subject to talk about a whack person. You know what I mean? Like, when I was young, they told me don't beat up the cowards, so we ain't gonna get into that. You heard?
All right. Everybody talk. I remember it's bringing back that old call when you called Angie back in the day.
Yeah, like, you know, I was watching it like, hey, Beffa, how you doing? It's all good, man. You know, we grew up. I was a little loose back then, kind of taking advantage of a situation I knew wouldn't go nowhere. And, I had to learn from different things like that. Like, you know, bullying is not great. It wasn't great on the schoolyard, and it ain't great as a grown man. So I stay out of certain shit nowadays. If it ain't worth nothing to put no money in my pocket or got something to do with helping my family and shit like that, I kind of try to stay out of things nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Keep me out of it. I don't think they want me in it anyway.
Do y'all feel the need to like tell the true story of just everything Harlem, you know, y'all existence in the game? Because you hear all of these different stories. It's politics. It's Harlem this, Harlem that. Like, y'all being together now, do y'all get to tell y'all real story?
I always told my real story, and I never downplayed any of our positions. And if you haven't heard any of my interviews, whether me and Cam were beefing or not, never downplayed who he was or what we represented or who we are in Harlem. We are the pillars of Harlem. Like, you don't get no bigger than this, not to be sounding cocky and things like that. Like, you know, everybody that we looked up to wanted to be like we made more money than them years ago and had more cars than them years ago. I mean, when it comes to Harlem, we put on so much for Harlem, they have no idea. You know what I mean? We really risk our lives to get back to Harlem in one piece on this road and dealing with this rap game and things like that. Like, you know, it ain't been an easy road, but it's cool. We loved it. We love it. And Harlem show us love. We still go there, pull up to the block, smoke a little, enjoy the environment. It's great for music. I mean, Harlem is the greatest place on earth to us, man. It's like our playground, man. You thinking back as a kid, like we spent more time outside than we did inside the house. We only used the house to take a shower and get some food, and maybe we got a chance to slide a pretty girl whenever that happened. You know what I mean? It's cool. I love Harlem. Still love Harlem.
That Dipset movement was different, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's 4 kids that really came from nothing. Different parts of Harlem Street, didn't have nothing. We wasn't no big-time drug dealers or drug lords, but we did what we had to do to get busy and keep some new sneakers on our feet and be able to get in the tunnel and things like that. And by the grace of God, we was able to sign $1 million deals at a teenage age. It was 18, 19 when we signed our first deal. So we probably been making millions of dollars every year since 1997 and things like that as well.
I know you heavy into TV, and so is Cam into the screen. Is that something we're going to see? The Dipset movie on the screen?
Yeah, definitely. We was talking about that yesterday and things like that. But let's lead them on to the Diplomat 3 album. Right now we want to put out a solid body of work, like an EP, let people know we're not playing, and, you know, give them some visuals and some content. Maybe a little movie or a little project with it, and really sit down and buckle down, do some business with one of these labels or whoever got the smartest money for us to do this next Diplomat 3 album.
We was talking to Biggs. Biggs was up here the other day, and he was talking about
my main man. Biggs is the smartest person I know, and like I don't, you know, I came up different. I ain't really respect too many people older than me. They ain't do nothing for me. I ain't really hustle for none of the dudes older than me. We hustle for ourselves, but Big was something different. He always stood out to me. You know what I mean? When you got to the block, or even when I got to the game and watched him in Rockefeller, just his whole position, the mystique about him and everything. And then when you get to know him and see how smart of a person he is and how ill he is, and you find out he was the plug. Ha! Biggs, what's up?
Oh, so you knew him before music and all that?
Yeah, Biggs from the East Side. I knew Biggs since a teenager, 12, 13. Mm-hmm. Got to figure Biggs grew up in Wagner. Pardon me, Dame grew up in 1189. I mean, I grew up in 1189. Cam moved to 1189 from the West Side. So, you know, that was that whole community. They was a little bit older than us, and so we was watching the moves they was making. And they ended up getting the label and turning into making history and things like that. But Biggs is a special person, man. I do tip my hat to him, man. He has helped me out a lot.
He's telling us about y'all hustle. Have you spoke to Dame? Have y'all sponsored that, man?
I'm cool on that. Mm-hmm. Shouts to all of them brothers, man. No disrespect. They doing their thing. Let them do their thing.
Now, you've maneuvered a lot through this music business throughout the years, as far as not just doing music, but being an executive, starting clothing lines, the liquor, everything. What do you say to these young artists? Because obviously it's a different day and age. You can't just be an artist nowadays to make money. So if an artist comes to you and says, should I sign a deal? Should I be independent? What else can I do to make sure that I have my business taken care of? What general advice would you give to a lot of these new artists coming up in the game, trying to figure out what can I do with streaming, with signing to a label, with these 360 deals? What would you say?
It's a 2-part answer to that. One, I'm still learning the scheme of how these youngsters are making so much money off of these streams and off of these downloads, mm-hmm. and how it works with it being content driven and having enough music to put out rapidly so everybody stay in tune with what you're doing. So for that, I tip my hat to them. These youngsters are geniuses. They find out a way to make millions of dollars without having to get on the radio or kiss anybody's ass to come up here and do an interview with the Breakfast Club. No disrespect, I'm just saying, you know.
I tell them that all the time.
The politics of, you know, how you get to the radio. Everybody just can't get up here. Or if it's, you gotta, you know, put your little dance and shit on to get in these type of spots
You
and
never
shit.
dance.
Nah, I don't dance. I two-step though. You heard?
But I tell them that when they complain about not getting radio play, I'm like, what you need radio for in this era?
But you know, I mean, everybody don't got the luxury of being that person that's popping without the radio play. But it's a lot of them that are. So for that, I tip my hat to them. But when it comes to independent, as far as the form of independent that they doing, they keep saying they doing it on their own and they don't want no label involved and all that. That's cool, but it comes to a point that you want to use the system. You want to abuse that system. If you get hot enough where you got them streams out the world and you getting 20, 30,000 a show without a label, just imagine how much money you're going to make if the label gets on you. They're going to put a couple of M's in your pocket, first of all. Now they are inclined to make some millions because they want their money back. They're going to send you all over the world, put you in the best spots and put you in the biggest arenas if you that hot. You dig? So don't never say you don't need a label. Just say I'm going to wait till the right time for me to use the label. You dig? Ain't really no recouping in this industry. They pay you $1 million, you make $500,000 on it, they give you another deal to make another $1 million. Hopefully you recoup on that one. Play the game, young man. Don't be stupid. Don't shoot yourself in the foot trying to be fly. You hurt?
So even with when you was on Koch, like they talk about all the money you made Koch, like it was multi-millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of millions. I jerked myself out a lot of that money. I wasn't on top of the game. I was thinking like a hustler, just moving fast. Figuring whatever money I could get, I know I could double it because I was just into too much and shit like that. I wasn't focused. That's what you get for not having people in your life that could tell you better than what you're doing and things like that. But shit, gosh, I made them so much money, man. It was a point they just was making money hand over fist over there. It was like they had Jim Jones, then they had the Diplomats, then Cam would feed them this, then we would do all type of DVDs, and then we'd do a Christmas album, and then we do like that was at a time right before all the streams and all that. Like they just was busting checks. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad because I bust a lot of checks with them. Shouts to Alan Grumblett, and I can't be mad for not knowing the business I need to know and things like that. But I had a fun time.
You ever think about how much Screams Ballin' would have had?
Meaning?
Just in general, like
streams.
Streaming.
I would have killed the stream.
But how does that work now? Because if you look on Spotify, it's on there now, and it's streams on there. How does that work now?
Well, Ballin' is a publishing thing, so I got a publishing company through Universal, so they got an account over me, a big bank and shit like that. I got a couple of lawsuits that they can't really release my money until I really figure all that out. So I got a substantial amount of money inside my publishing account and things like that. So that's how that works.
Oh, so you got money you off Ballin' that you made that you can't even get your hands on yet? Damn.
Because legally, these people in publishing places, if you have an album that came out and a DJ says he didn't get his producer deck or his back half or whatever it is and things like that, they
had to freeze everything on that album.
They'd rather do it like that because there's a chance that you could fix all them problems without having to get sued for the money. So, but they're actually protecting your money more than they hurting you in a certain way. They make money off the interest and all that. But if they try to give it to you, then 9 times out of 10, if you had a lawsuit, they could snatch the money up and you won't even get to see it and things like that. So, you know.
What have been some of the benefits for you with being at Roc Nation now, too?
Shout out to Roc Nation. The Rock.
We could play Dipset music in the 40/40 now.
Word. That is the real reason why I signed over there.
You can go, y'all can go in 40/40 now.
Have you been to 40/40 yet? No.
Yes, I've been to 40/40. I went in there and got drunk one night and had some good food. But yeah, now shout out to Rock, shout out to OG, shout out to Hov, shout out to Peck Eyes, shout out to Emery, shout out to Beehive, shout out to Tata, shout out to Letty S, shout out to Shaka.
That's so funny hearing you say that, man.
It's so many names that I can't, but shout out to the whole staff over there. They welcome me with open arms. They're very helpful when I go in the building. To tell the truth, they were just waiting on me. I mean, they did a couple of great deals for me over there that has nothing to do with music, which me and OG was talking about the other day. He was just saying, man, I don't know what we're doing over here, but I'm going to show you how to make some money, and that's what I respect the most and things like that, is the fact that they showing me how to make some money, whether I got a hit record or not. You know what I mean? And that's their power. That's nothing but power, man. It's dope. It's a great feeling to align myself with some powerful people like that. And right now they're just waiting for me to finish my project so they actually can show me what they do.
So the project is finished, though?
Okay. I sequenced it, so it's like a couple features I'm waiting to get back.
A whole feature?
Oh, please. You want me to start lying now? Yeah. I got Hov on this shit, nigga. Nah, man. Shouts to Big Homie. What I am gonna do when I finish it, I'm definitely gonna give him and OG a copy to listen to, and hopefully I could bait him that way. Let him hear a couple records when he was in the office the other day. He was like, "That's that talk right there." So I don't think he would tell me nothing other. So I respect it, man.
How was that first meeting with you and Hov? Like, do y'all talk about the past at all? Y'all talk about the little beef you had for a second?
No, well, the first meeting was like out the blue. A couple months after I had signed, and OG was in LA, and he was like, "Yo, if you ain't doing nothing, you should come to LA."
Was that the party we seen the pictures at?
No, this was after that. That was the first time that I seen him since I signed. That was the
brunch.
The brunch,
right?
Yeah,
Dapped him up. I was a little awkward, a little bit, awkward in there. Everybody looking like I'm a dinosaur and shit like that. Like, look at the dinosaur. So I just fell back. And then after that, a couple months after that, they asked me. He was like, "Yo, OG was like, you should come out there." So they gave me a day. So it was an expensive trip. I caught a private jet out there, and go, chopped it up for a couple hours, and got some good weed and jumped back on the jet.
Now, the good people from Montserrat want to know, when are you planning to come
Montserrat.
make a visit? I was just there for the holiday, and they're
my
like,
home. Tell you, like, when you be like, where your parents from? That's where it all started for the Jones and the Helicas. It's Montserrat. Then they migrated to Curacao. Then Curacao, they went to Aruba, and then from Aruba, the United States. And I got wild land in Montserrat. Stupid land, but it's a volcanic island, so it's not like, not like it was really
it depends on where the land is. There's certain parts of the island you can't go to where the volcano affected.
We got land all over that shit, but the island, it's a beautiful island. It's in the middle of the water, but it's dope. But yeah, shouts to Montserrat, my roots. It's crazy
you got to make
that
trip, yeah, because they were like, "Oh, Jim," because the tourism people saw that you said that you actually are from Montserrat. They're like, "When is Jim Jones gonna come out here?" So.
Yeah, that's one place I haven't been. I've been to Curacao, Aruba, St. Martin. I did those when I was younger. We used to go to Aruba every summer.
All right, we're gonna set you up.
Ow. Montserrat, here I come.
I was watching the old video, you and Freaky in the studio, and y'all was just like talking about old situations and
old
issues
stories
that y'all been through. I always wonder, like, when it came to that, did y'all bring a lot of that on yourself, or it was because street dudes used to hear y'all raps and test y'all?
Yeah, it was. It was a mixture of both. We was young, we was dumb, and then what we represented, we go around towns, and you got people in towns that want to test you. It's funny, like, they got some kids in these towns that they just want you to kick their ass so they could go back to their hood. Like, nah, they real. They just kick my ass. I'm telling you, they real. Like, it's just backwards in the game. So we did a lot of ass kicking to verify who we were. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Are you tired of talking about the Rucker?
Yeah, man. God,
you tired of talking about the
fucking
Mace brought it
Rucker.
back up.
Rucker was weak, man. I would tell you the whole story of the Rucker, man. That was my little man. We there. It was big team against Cam team, or Cam Cousin was playing A Butter. Sideline, A Butter scores. They like, oh, this Harlem. My man, this Harlem. Then dude was like such and such, and somebody said big name, and he was like, nigga, this is Harlem, nigga. Then he snuffed my little man. We didn't even need to get into all the names because we all good now. Shouts to all my BK niggas. And he snuffed my little man. I got a chance to get a snuff back because he had snuffed me before in Hawaii a few months back. So now it was like, oh, you
Who goes to Hawaii and does that?
Snuff City for him. And then I got to scrapping with everybody. And, it's melee. And then, people always be like, yo, Cam left you, and shit like that. But no, he didn't leave me. And if you understood the scheme of opposition, Cam was the money. I always was loose like that. That was the rules. He wasn't supposed to get in nothing I get into. This is what I do. You heard?
And y'all got out of there, what y'all should have. It was like 40 people.
And that's what people understand.
Look like more than that.
Puffy got the shit on tape. Puffy used to watch it all the time and laugh like, you wow. I was fighting like 9 of them. Really, and then I had a box cutter in my pocket, and that's really how I got out of there. I forgot I had the box cutter. The old arms joint, the joint Big was talking about, the orange box cutter. Back up, everybody was like, oh, like I had a gun, like, oh, you got the razor. I was like, yeah, all right, let me get a bust a move there. I got mine off, you heard? So actually, I was the winner in that one. I had no scratches. I snuffed like 5 people, back the razor out. I was looking like super thug.
And see, this is when Cam was here. Cam was like, nah, Jim never got out of there. Jim fought everybody.
100%. I mean, shit, I'm one person, and at that time, I probably like $160, and I'm fighting Puffy security and a bunch of bad boys dudes. I've always been nice with my hands. Pretty good.
Now,
Still benching 400 pounds.
Yeah, I get busy in the gym. My new thing.
when Fab and Jada were up here, they talked about missing out on certain songs that they were supposed to be featured on, but I guess they did it too late or didn't make the album. And he said everybody has missed a feature, like something that they should have been on, but they didn't make it in time. Are there any big features you feel like you were supposed to be on, but
I
you
want
missed?
to talk about that. I'm in the midst of my ball and signing. There was a few labels out there that was baiting me to sign. I went over to Interscope. Shout out to Interscope Records. Jimmy Iovine and all. I was Joey IE over there running shit right now. My man Dash. Shout out to my man Dash, young boy. I watched came up. But I went to Interscope. They flew me out there. Whole shebang. Met with Jimmy Iovine. We was talking about the deal and all that. And then they popped me. Oh, we have this Pussycat Doll that you should do the remix for right now. Like right now? Pussycat Dolls? Like, yeah, the studio's right there. They me. You sure? Like, yeah. Put them in the studio. Let them do it. Did the remix. I'm hyped. Didn't do the deal. Remix never came out. You're a dub. You're a dub, nigga.
What song
dub?
was it that Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Fried Like Me?
One of them songs that they had popping, I was like, oh.
Just because you didn't do the deal?
Dub him. Fuck wrong with this little nigga.
Jimmy probably put somebody who signed on
You
it.
heard? Exactly. You know how that
I'm
goes.
trying to think who was on that remix now.
Dub that man.
Damn it.
That's the only one?
I mean, yeah, for the most part. I mean,
The big ones, that one stands out.
I'm not really like, Jada and Fab and Cam and Jewels and the Weezy. I've always considered them to be real artists. Like, these niggas always rapped. It wasn't like, like my shit was a steal. I stole my shit. I finessed the game for my rapping, and I just end up to be a lucky motherfucker.
But you carved out a good niche, though, and you seem to know how to make songs.
I did, but not in the conventional way that they did it and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, rapper, Jada, rapper, Fab, rapper, Cam, Jim Jones. He do what he do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, when you see me, you don't be like, rapper.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So, I take that. I like it.
With 5 albums now? How many? 6? A lot more than that.
Shit, are you shitting me? I got a lot of albums. I mean, I don't even know how many albums, man, it's fact. Let me see. About 7, like, studio recorded albums, paid the producers and all that. Yeah, like about 7 of that.
Did you ever write any back in the day? Like, did you help with hooks or anything like that?
Yeah, when we came up, I helped Cam with all his music. That's fine. Don't get me to be like I ghost wrote. I
wrote Old Boy.
No. I wrote a couple of hooks and shit like that. Helped Cam with a bunch of concepts coming up. It's what you do in the studio. You sitting there, beat come on, niggas rapping. You're like, oh, I got this idea. That was the Dipset way. That's how we did it. Me, Cam, Jewels got in the studio and this got busy. Did the records. Whoever wanted the record, keep it for the album. That sounded like a record we should keep for Diplomats and shit like that.
How you guys working on this Dipset EP? Are you guys all in the studio together working on it, or?
Well, right now we haven't been in the studio together, but we speak to each other every day. And Cam's studio's in his house. So I was gonna go over there last night, but I think he had one away. But yes, I plan on doing all the music in the studio together. But for the most part, I know this Dipset shit has been like a 52 fake out to everybody. So we just want to make sure that we got some music done and put some music out so people know that this is a real thing. And then I got plans on doing Dipset 7 Day Theory docu-EP where cameras follow each of the members for 7 days. Got a bunch of jets to different studios in different towns, bunch of some high-powered dope boy Superman.
What birthed the Dipset? Because I was watching it was an old clip of Rap City, and it was Cam. They say you was walking with them. I don't know, when Cam and Mace was walking with Big Les, that was you, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you could see me, but I was out there that day when they came to 140th Park and all that things like that. I actually rapped that day.
Because first it was the Harlem World crew. I guess Cam was a part of. So what caused Dipset to
Harlem World was really like a crew. It was just like Harlem World was the place we was at. That's what we was saying Harlem was. Harlem World. That was it. Like, I got Harlem World on my arm.
That's what I thought. I was like, isn't Harlem World the city?
It ain't in script and shit like that because I didn't really feel it. I didn't like the one they had in script. So I did the shit that I wanted because I was from Harlem World. You dig? Mace didn't run Harlem World. Mace was never a leader like that. He just was a talented kid that always knew how to rap and dance. And he got his chance first to rap and dance with Puff and got on. Like, he wasn't never a gangster or pumped no drugs in Harlem or did anything like that. You know what I mean? He's always just dope at the music and shit.
And that's why everybody think I'm being biased by saying I thought it was a reach for him to say Cam got my name on his arm. I'm like, Harlem World is the borough.
Battle rapping. That was cute. He did, but we did more for Harlem than he did. And I can say that wholeheartedly. Very wholeheartedly.
Now,
And wasn't Harlem World a club back in the day?
Yeah. That wasn't, we was too young to go inside that club. That was before our era and things like that. But no.
With so many Stack Bundle fans, do you have Stack Bundle's music, and are you planning to release any of it? What's because every year, birthdays, his
it's funny
anniversary of
thing
his
with that is
death.
that everybody, I my relationship with Stack was very strong in a very short amount of time, and we've done some music, but the bulk of his music wasn't done with me, and people always shoot at me like, yo, you got Stack music, you got but it was not. He had a studio, or this house studio that he used to record in Queens at. Every day, wake up and go there and record like 6-7 songs, and then at nighttime come to the studio and meet me and do a few records and things like that. I got a few records and stuff like that of Stacks. Kind of hurts to listen to his music. Kind of hurts for people to even say his name. That's why people like, oh, you don't shout him out. You don't shout him out because you couldn't understand the pain. Like when I opened the show at Hammerstein the other day with the Stack Bundle version, I shit almost bust out in tears on the motherfucking stage when you know what I mean? Like, that's one guy that I really believe that was cheated out of a whole life of being totally great. I could listen to his music now, and I would definitely put him in the box with Drake, Hove, J. Cole. Like, I feel he was that nice, and I know through experiences and what you see in life, it help you get nicer, and he just only saw a little bit. He didn't even get to see enough. He just was spitting that off of the little bit of life that I was showing him on what he could be. Like, he was a real king, a real witty kid. I never see him not smiling, offer you the shirt off his back. Definitely was a gangster. You know what I mean? So, I miss him though. R.I.P. to Stacks, man, for real.
All right. Oh, but what made y'all start Dipset?
What made us start Dipset? Dipset, all right, and that's why I respect Cam too. Like, we started through Mace, and can't take that away. Mace was the first one to get us in line, bring Cam to the water, let Cam get a drink and shit like that. And then it was a lot. In the beginning it was funny. So when you the man and you in the Mace position, you kind of dictate what's going on. It's your show and shit like that. And remember walking through the hallways, we used to just singing with Diplomat, we just singing that shit, and then one day, Mace used to do these shows and try to have niggas dancing. Cam didn't really like the dancing, so he would have us on that speaker. Jim, you on that speaker. He choreographing the dance and shit like that. So we did it one day, right? Cam like, I ain't feeling this nigga. I ain't feeling this. He treating us bad. This ain't what we do. I'm saying. Next day, Cam like, pack your shit. We out of here. Fuck this nigga. We gonna blow ourselves. That's what started the Diplomats.
Wow.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
Then you went from dancing on speakers to starting the Diplomats.
And these are the moments that I respect Cam for. Like, I tell people, Cam not a killer. He ain't the toughest individual, but he ain't no punk, and he definitely not letting anybody do nothing that he don't want to happen to him. If he ain't getting just due, he's standing up for it. No matter what the situation is. Whether he come out on the bottom of it or on top of it, he's standing up for it. And I seen him stand up for everything that we got when we was coming up. And me watching how bold he was for us, it was like, man, well, shit, I'm going to put everything on the line for him. And that's how that shit went.
Was Jules around then, or was this you and Cam?
Well, Jules came in about 99. You did? Like right before the tunnel wrapped up. I kind of gauged everything.
Around the tunnel time.
Yeah, the tunnel was like before and after the tunnel stages and shit like that. So Jules came in at a very early time. He came in when Cam did Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. That was the first time people heard Wells on music with us. And that was dope. Jules was like 16. Definitely was super talented, and it was kind of funny for him because he came in the game right when we pretty much lost our deal. When Entertainment lost the $64 million, and they had to send us back to Sony, and then we was doing the joint on Sony, and then Cam was like, this shit ain't working, Jim. I don't know what the fuck we gonna do, but my money running out in the bank. Shit ain't looking good. And he was like, we gotta do what we gotta do, bro. And I remember going back to the streets, and I remember Cam going out of town. I remember me just hustling out the Bronx, like real hustling, like nigga, put it all on the line, because we didn't carve the lifestyle out for ourselves that I'm not going back to the projects to live like that. I could hear Cam saying that shit like, boy, we got to do what we need to do. If music shit don't work, we can't be broke. And then Dame came in the picture. Cam got to sit down with him because we was beefing with Dame at the time when we was signed with because of the shit that and Jay had going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the loyal niggas that we are, this man put us on. We ain't got no problems with going up against the world for someone that we feel is in our best interest and want to see us shine and go to, you know what I mean? And that's how that went in there. So when Cam got to talk to him, it was just like, you know what I mean? And Cam was telling him like, you know what type of niggas we is, nigga. You put on for us, we gonna put on for you. Right now we in a bad situation. And that's when Dame got to put his whole Harlem spiel. If you know anything about Dame, he got this whole Harlem thing about him. Like, nigga, Harlem gotta stick together, man. We can't go through this. And, you know, Dame is a smart person. And I was at the time when he was thinking clear, and he took the management position. And then from the management, talked Cam into signing over there at Rockefeller. And then he got the paid in full movie all around the same time. I remember sitting in the 40th Park, like right after he did the Rockefeller deal and did that record with Bleak and all of them. And they called Cam.
Bleak and Beans.
Dame called Cam while we was on his block and shit like that in the park. And he was like, yo, you got the part that paid in full. Like, Cam cried out there that night. He was screaming. Like, I was like, wow, big shit.
How did the record with Cam and Jay come together? Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there for the whole moment. It was dope. It was dope because Cam was, you know, we real hip hop kids. Like, we sat there in my house in 5H Park. I mean, who the hell calling me this early? 800 number. Somebody wants some money.
Credit card.
Yeah,
credit bill collector.
Where was I?
Oh, you talking about the Cam and
Jay.
And Jay. So you know, it was like Cam when we wanted to get the record done with him for a minute. Like, kids signing all over again, getting back in the game. We done seen every video, got every Jay album, anything that came out. We in 5H had it on, hustling to it, doing whatever we need to do to it. So, you know, it was natural that we wanted to get the record. And Cam was kind of the nicest nigga in the era at that time. So it didn't happen when we wanted to. And I was speaking to Jay when we was laughing about that with Jay, and now I understood his position. He was like, shit, I was up millions of dollars. Ain't nothing was happening when nobody wanted to happen when I wanted to. And you dig? I was like, you right when you look at it like that. And then one day we in the studio and he like, yo, y'all ready? I'm like, yo, I think Jay trying to do this record today. I'm like, what, nigga? You better get on your A game, boy. And that was it. And they set the beat up and these niggas was going back and forth. Like it was a fight. It was a beautiful sight. Cam go in the booth, come out. Jay go right in the booth, come out. Cam go in the booth, come out. And it was like nobody was in there writing. It wasn't like nobody had nothing premeditated because Jay came back just out of nowhere like, yo, you ready? And put the beat up and niggas was just on. Like it was just verbal warfare at the highest quality that I've ever seen. So that was a dope moment in hip hop history for me, for Dipset.
So whose idea was it to take Jay off Old Boy?
Killer. Killer.
How was the verse?
Heartless. Cold. It's cold. So erase that shit. It's like, no. Erase that shit out the computer. Like, disappear that shit. I don't want nobody to ever hear that verse again. It was like, so we gotta respect it.
For what though?
Because we've been trying to get him on it. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on. We was young. We just signed. Egos flaring. We from Harlem. Cam think he better than Jay. Jay is the man at that time. Cam is a young gunner. Vicious got the city on tilt. Dipset started brewing up. Like, we was feeling our own self. We was hot and we knew it. You did? And in the city, ain't nobody else was hotter than us but Jay. Nobody on Rockefeller was hotter than us. Nobody in New York City, period. No disrespect to nobody and shit like that. Not saying niggas wasn't hot, but they wasn't as hot as us.
Nah, at that time, no. And that dynamic you just mentioned with Un was interesting too. I never thought about that because y'all was Cam was over at Un, so when I guess
Oh,
Jay and Un had their situation.
The whole stabbing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we was in that situation, and it was I remember when man, I remember, yo, Cam, your Un just got stabbed, man. Yo, grab the hammer, we going over to Un house. Like, what? We grabbing the hammer for him too? I bet. I remember having my I had like Nautica swim trunks, big hammer bulging out the shit, running in the Un house over there in Fort Lee at the time.
Did y'all know where the stabbing that came from? You knew the whole story?
I mean, I know a lot of things, and it's not for here.
Yeah.
Maybe if I write a book and all that type of shit, you heard.
I was gonna ask you that with Un. How did he react when you said that you guys were going to work with Dame?
I mean, shit, I didn't really care about what nobody felt about that at that time.
Because I know you said you had loyalty.
Yeah, I had
him at
loyalty
first, so I'm sure you guys had
to something that I thought was something. See, I was a cold brother, which I respected and shit like that. What I didn't respect is how he let us go. And he knows that and shit like that. When they lost his deal, which was kind of stupid, he should have been smarter than that. That was kind of the stupidest move that I ever seen happen in history of mankind, to see these labels give you $64 million to put out records and you couldn't put out records.
Because he had him. He had what? Kim. He had Junior Mafia. He had Cam.
God
Why
damn.
couldn't the records come out?
He had
I couldn't tell you.
C's at one time. He had.
I couldn't tell you.
He had artists.
He had
I
Charlie
couldn't tell you.
Baltimore.
Charlie
right?
Baltimore.
I didn't
one
know
time.
the music business at that time. All I knew was that we was putting our shit out at that time and shit like that. But so you know, but he sat us down. He came to the office. He's like, yo, we gotta speak to y'all. He come to the office. He like, yo, sit down, sit down. I remember I'm sitting on the floor. He like, yo, we lost our deal today. Like, he like, yo, so it's over.
Damn, no backup plan and
What?
Me and Ken like, what you mean? He like, nah, it's over. We ain't got no deal. So I guess you probably see what Sony want to do with you and shit like that. Like, all right, gotta get that nigga a dap and got the fuck out of there.
This after the $64 million?
Just with the day he lost the $64 million. The day he was like, let me get these back, snatch these.
Wow.
Take this back from you. Appreciate you. Call us in the office. Like, yo, it's over. Just like that. No more, no conversation, nothing.
Hey.
Was that Big's label too?
Yeah, that was big. That was Biggie's label. Biggie had the first label, and then Un became his partner, and they did the entertainment deal that did before Biggie had passed. That's how Cam got signed. Cam rapped for Big before he passed. Big said, I'm gonna give you a deal. Big pass. We ended up going to the video shoot, seeing Un. I told Un, yo, Big said he gonna give my man Cam a deal. Un was like, yeah, you're right, Duke. He did say that. Come down to the office on Monday, Duke. I'm gonna get you that deal. Went to the office on Monday. Cam was like $500,700,000 richer.
Wow. You knew Big too?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't know Big. Cam
Oh.
got to meet Big. That was when May signed his deal with Bad Boy and all that type of shit. I never got to meet Big. I seen Big on 2/5 a couple times. But I never got to meet Big.
Word.
Wow. And what about TV for you?
Yeah, you did Tales recently, right?
Yeah, you did Tales.
Yeah, shouts to Irv Gotti. Shouts to my dude Gotti, man. Great look. I appreciate you for even thinking about me. Really, man. It's dope. BJ, what's up, man? I appreciate you for throwing that hook for me, man. I mean, I think DMX is somebody who was supposed to do that part. And I don't know, whatever may have happened. He's been going through a lot of things, so I don't know how that goes. And shout out to DMX for giving me the opportunity to be able to do Tales.
What songs y'all do? I think
We did Mary J. Blige and
Method
Method
Man,
Man,
yeah.
All I Need. So I got to get the leading role against the dude that played Tupac. I always forget his name. He's a dope brother. Dude.
Demetrius. I think.
Demetrius, yeah. Cool brother in real life. Man, it was fun. I mean, I felt good at doing it. It was kind of natural. It wasn't really no sweat. I mean, when I do music, I never use the paper. I always put everything in my head. So kind of to memorize scripts and all that is like nothing. You know what I mean? Like do that shit in like 30 seconds, just reading it, and I got it. I can read that shit right now, and it'll just be in my head. So it was cool. I got to sit with a acting coach, show me a couple techniques, and show me how to understand what the script is saying, especially with what they want you to do, what type of action they want you to do, and things like that. And it was cool. It's cool. I need an agent now. I need any agents out there, holler at me. I'm a hard worker.
Now, we know you strong. We know you work out a lot. We know you're in shape.
Trying to stay young.
But we don't want to see you fight no more hurricanes, bro.
Oh.
No
Shout out
more
to
hurricanes,
Shout out to my man Nori. Me and my man Nori got something
No
special.
more hurricanes, man. I'm looking at Jim like, Jim, get out.
I don't know that you
Jim
could
looked
win.
like the weatherman that's reporting the hurricane. You're like, why you out there? Yo?
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I was stuck out there. It was funny because I was actually on the way home. I was on the plane on the way home. Like, I forgot what state I was in. I was on the plane to New York, and I'm on the phone with baby girl, and she's like, I'm not leaving. I'm not going. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going. I'm like, I'm on a plane to New York to meet you. She's like, I had to jump off the plane. Now they looking at me like I got a bomb on me. This was madness. I went down there, but it ended up being good because I did all of the newscaster shit, and then I ended up having a great conversation with Puffy. Ha! Shout out to Revolt and Nori.
Oh, Puff was trapped in Miami at that time too?
No.
Buff was out.
Puff was out.
Oh,
He had a conversation on the phone.
Reading between the lines. I said I got to get a good meeting with Puffy.
Got
Shout
you.
out to Revolt.
okay. All right, okay. I see what you're saying. All right, I got you.
Boom. You're a little slow sometimes. But I respect it.
So when we get a new project, a new album, is there a date?
No, there's no date. Definitely in January. About to start shooting a plethora of videos. All through the city, all through Harlem, down to Miami and things like that. I'm just happy, man. I got like a second win and things like that. Shouts to my son. My son is really is one of the real reasons that I've been so adamant on getting back on track with music and everything that I've been doing as far as entertainment and things like that. Like he's my pure inspiration, man. I love that kid.
I see you got him playing football.
But he got himself playing football. You know what I mean? And he's pretty good at it. All right? So I follow whatever he want to do. I came up playing basketball. I know nothing about football, so I'm learning the sport watching him play. So
He never wanted to be an artist.
Nah,
Influenced by his dad.
He never, because his dad ain't an artist. His dad is a hustler. He know that. He be laughing at me like, you ain't cool. You don't think I'm cool at all, man. So I love him, man. Whatever he want to do, I'm here for him, man.
You think all of this helps or hurts? Like, it's an interesting time in Harlem right now because y'all had the reunion show. Very next day, Mace comes out with a diss record. Now Cam and Mace been going back and
On
forth.
the show, who was late? Because they said somebody was dumb late for that show.
Nobody was late.
Nobody
They
was
just, it was very unorganized. No disrespect to Live Nation or Spotify. You know what I mean? I don't think I think they all underestimated what Dipset represents in New York City, which anybody, that's an honest mistake. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Live Nation, they do a bunch of shows. They figure they got it under you, but you can't hire security that's smaller than me. You heard? That's not going to happen at a Dipset concert. Those is mushes. We don't consider that. You need to hire tunnel security and things like that. So that was just the whole big melee. Everybody in the city trying to get in. It was just a bunch of love. Just a bunch of aggressive love going on, and then they didn't want to let Cam in, and then they didn't want to let my sisters in, and I could hear my mom's mouth. I had to go back outside, but we got on stage, and it was a hell of a time.
But you think it helps or hurts? Like all this, it's a lot of Harlem talk, a lot of Cam talk, a lot of Mace talk.
Nothing hurts because it's all publicity, it's all media. So the more times they can say Harlem, is the more Harlem gets. But I don't, I be. Ooh, I want to say so much, but it ain't my position, man. It ain't my turn. I didn't come up here for that and shit like that. But just know, Beth has always been a good kid. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to pump him up. We're not going to make it seem like Harlem divided. Like, he ain't from Harlem. He don't represent nothing in Harlem. He's a good kid that came out of Harlem, made his money from Harlem. You dig? He have stopped rapping in like 98, 99 and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, whatever he's doing, you know what I mean, to get on or try to get back in the music game and want to become a murderer and do interviews with face masks on and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, man. Like, whatever, to each his own, man. But, if you want to pull up, man, you want to pull up, you pull up, man. You pull up the 126th Street, AK, you put up the 115th 7th Avenue or 115th Lenox Avenue on Bang Bang. You can pull up the 12th for Lenox. If you want Cam to be outside on 40th, you can pull up on 40th for Lenox. He still come outside up there. Or if you want to go uptown to the Dykeman or go uptown to the high school, see Jewels on 52nd and all that, he's still up there. They still outside. Or if you want to go to the east side and go check my man Zeke, he's still on the east side. Like, we still outside. Not saying we outside bugging, but we outside for the love, and the inspiration is there when we outside. We love Harlem. We really there. You dig? So anything besides that, I don't want to talk about. You dig? You want to pull up, have a conversation? We pull out a beach shit for you. You smoke, you drink, they're going to accommodate you. That's what Harlem is about. You dig? Come out. Show some love. Don't be scared. We here.
Yeah, because that's what he told Angie. If it keeps going, it's going to end bad. And I was like, what does that mean?
End bad for who, bruh? Like, I want to know. I want to see how that movie ends bad. Like, come on, man, ends bad. Like, it's like he using a 50 Cent ploy. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you really trying to get at right here? Like, you was never known for Murder Mace ever in your career. Any record that people have ever heard was "Come All You Want To, Come All You Want To." You make great records. You have done astounding work at Bad Boy. But come on, man, don't do that right now.
Well, he said he's gotten some great deal
It's 2018. You don't have no arrests on your rap sheet. You haven't even been in court at all. What are you talking about is going to end bad? You don't hang out with no tough guys. Like, come on, man. Let's keep this cool. Like, do your music. You did the record with Puffy and Khaled. I doubt Puffy and Khaled want to be associated with the bozo-ness that you're trying to pull off. That's not in their lane. Puffy got $1 billion. Khaled on the way to $1 billion. You looking crazy. You dig? Try to get back to your money. Like, this drama ain't going to help you, bro. At all. You know it's not going to get you nowhere. You ain't going to get nowhere from it. You ain't going to get no kudos off of it. Like, it's not worth it for you to get into that. You dig? Like, your history is your history, and the more you get into this, the more people going to find out who you really are, and it's not going to turn out to be what you think you are. Like, come on, man. Rock your fur coats. Do your shit. Get busy. You want to come to Harlem, hang out? Come on, man. You want to play in the basketball tournaments in the summer? Come on, man. It's all love up there, man. Like, we ain't got no problems with you, bro. I damn sure ain't got no problems with you, bro. I don't think you want this anyway, bro. At all. You dig? And I ain't even gonna talk about this. You know my heart start pumping like that. Start tell
Like
you
you took pre-workout?
Yeah, like tell you the most disrespectful shit in your life you ever heard, but that's not what I'm here for, man. You dig? Trying to keep it positive. Shouts to Rock Nation. I don't think they want to hear that neither. See, bro? Think like me, man. These people playing with billions. I don't think they want me to be involved with them type of things. You heard?
All right.
Leave us alone. How about that?
Word.
Jim Jones. It's the Breakfast Club. Thank you for joining us.